Everybody talks about anxiety and how bad it is for you, for your health. But, there are several studies showing that actually sometimes a little bit of anxiety can actually have some very positive results. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 10 different ways in which anxiety is good for you. Hi, my name is Ajay. I am working with people and helping them with their mind, emotions, and bodies. I'm talking about hypnosis and NLP, psychology, personal development. And if you have not done so, make sure to subscribe to this channel and click also the notification bell to get more information and notifications from us as we post new videos. So let's start talking about anxiety. Like I said, feeling anxious may seem like a negative emotion, but it can also hold unpredictable advantages underneath. Performers like artists, comedians, or athletes often talk about improvement in levels of creativity and overall performance by experiencing the right amount of anxiety. And here are a little known perks that anxiety can bring. 1, you appear to be more trustworthy. The feeling of embarrassment may actually make people around you more trusting of you. Dr. Rob Wheeler suggests that embarrassment can be a sign of virtue and not something to fight against. He says, quote, "Embarrassment is one emotional signature of a person to whom you can entrust valuable resources," end of quote. Second, better memory. A person who is anxious might believe their memory is not that great, as they take longer time over decisions, constantly questioning and asking themselves and running through multiple scenarios in their minds. Again, there are several studies showing that their memory is not as bad as they think, and individuals with high levels of anxiety take longer to evaluate their decisions and have unrealistically low confidence in their memory, especially when correct. Number 3, you can have better results in tests. Many people have experienced the positive effects of anxiety on performance, as long as it's not too much to actually hold you back. So another determining factor, especially true for exam success, is a reasonably, of course, good memory. You have to remember what you have to, answer, what you have to say in that test. So one study shows that anxiety coupled with a good memory tends to do better in exams. The study further suggests that sometimes a little bit of anxiety can actually motivate you to succeed. So find that precise quantity of anxiety. 4, good friends. This may come as a surprise, but people with social anxiety disorder are seen more positively by others than they themselves imagine. The findings of this study show that even though sufferers think their friendships aren't really of the highest quality, in reality, friends feel more positive about them. And this is very, very important to keep in mind. Dr. Thomas Rodebau, who was running the study, suggested that high social anxiety can make people think that they are coming across much worse than they really are. And the same applies in their friendships. And it's been also shown that people with anxiety are more sensitive and concerned about how they interact with others, being often more empathetic. Number 5, not really looking that anxious. So people with anxiety may feel that everyone around them can see exactly how anxious they are, but that is not actually true, or not necessarily true. More serious anxiety disorders may lead to an overestimation of one's real-world symptoms. Studies of several anxious people reveal that the sweating is not as intense as they think, the shaking is not as bad as they imagine, and their breathing is not as irregular as it may seem. 6, there are fewer fatal accidents. So if you're anxious, you are less likely to be injured because you're always thinking ahead or you're always on the lookout. And scientific research confirms this. The researchers found that anxious adolescents are considerably less likely to be killed in an accident than their less anxious peers. Of course, I'm not talking about hypochondriacs, but the study suggests that there are survival benefits of increased anxiety levels in early adult life, which may be balanced by corresponding survival deficits in later life associated with medical problems. 7, building resilience. While stress and anxiety are often seen as negative qualities, they can actually be good for you in certain circumstances. Of course, not all the time, everywhere. So, some studies show that when we face new challenges in life or work at the edge of our abilities, moderate levels of stress and anxiety we may experience can lead to higher than average resilience later on down the line. Number 8, more fun than expected. Anxiety often causes a lot of thinking about everything, including expecting the worst. So that means that if you think of the worst and that doesn't happen, you surprisingly, socially, anxious person may find themselves enjoying social occasions more than they expect as an effect of consistently underestimating how much fun they could really have, as is shown in one of the studies. Number 9, in leadership, leaders need to run multiple scenarios and be prepared for any outcome. Those who suffer from anxiety may be skilled in leadership roles as they carefully consider the possibility for multiple outcomes. And thus, being highly aware of what can potentially go wrong is making them cautious and careful when making decisions, as well as being great problem solvers. And number 10, the human race needs anxious people, period. Some scientists believe that the co-evolution of worry and intelligence has been a beneficial trait for humans. Dr. Jeremy Kaplan explains that although worry may be seen as a negative trait in comparison with intelligence as a positive one, worry may cause the human race to better avoid dangerous situations, thus leading to higher survival rates. While it is true that the upside to this situation is promising, anxiety can be a seriously debilitating condition in some cases, and it also may develop as a consequence of one or more stressful life events, such as work stress, difficulty changes in living situations, relationship or family problems, or after experiencing a traumatic event. So, of course, the question is, when does anxiety become a problem? What makes anxiety a problem? Well, feeling anxious doesn't always have a negative effect on our day-to-day lives, but when it begins preventing you from functioning normally by stopping you from enjoying things you normally would, or by reducing productivity at work or at home, then there might be a cause for concern. So that's very, very important to keep in mind. So some of the most common signs of anxiety are fatigue, lack of sleep or trouble sleeping, sleeplessness, anxiety attacks, poor memory, poor ability to concentrate, and of course, frequent health concerns like headaches and stomach upsets or nausea. So, do you suffer from anxiety? Let me know in the comment section below, because if you do suffer from anxiety, there are so many ways that you can use to help yourself alleviate this problem. And I also wanted to bring to your attention that we have several programs and several articles on dealing with anxiety. And our newest program right now that you can enjoy, and it is for free, it is an event that we are creating. It's called the Hypnosis Master Summit, and there is a link in the description below. And in this event, you get to learn about how to deal with anxiety from some of the best experts in the world, who are coming with their expertise, with their knowledge, with their background, people who have been working or dealing with anxiety for over 20, 30, 40, 50 years, helping people be free of anxiety. So in this event, you'll learn about how to use hypnosis to release and relieve anxiety, but also we'll have presentations on how to deal with phobias, addiction, depression, pain, and of course anxiety. So if you want to know how to use your mind to fight anxiety, or to conquer anxiety, to be free of anxiety, depression, phobia, panic attacks, pain, or depression, if you want all of that, make sure to click that link below in the description, and I'll see you at this event. So thank you so much. In the next video, I'll talk about another very, very important subject, which I'm very, very sure that you would be very interested in. So make sure to watch the next video. There is a suggestion here somewhere. Click on that box here or there. I don't know where it is, but it's somewhere here on this. Click on that box and I'll see you in the next video.